Hi everyone, and welcome to the Sounds Right Symposium. My name is Naomi Hinton, and I'm head of training at Sounds Right and one of the three hosts for this year's symposium. With me, I've got our business manager for North America, Jill Nunez, and one of our Australian Sounds Right trainers, Alison Perry. We are all really excited to be presenting to you this brand new symposium. As some of you might recall, we have run events like this back in 2021 and 2023. And now we're back and bringing you over 30 sessions featuring amazing speakers from around the world, all coming up over the next 4 days. Now, you can also get lifetime access to all of the sessions with our All Access Pass, which removes the time restriction and lets you download the audio and transcripts from each session. More importantly for some, the All Access Pass also gets you access to your attendance report and participation certificate, which can be used towards your professional development hours in most jurisdictions. Let me bring in my fellow co-hosts and we'll preview the contents of the presentations that you're going to enjoy over the next 4 days. So, Alison, we've got another symposium. What is it that you are particularly excited about for this edition?
Thanks, Naomi. Look, the keynote presentation from Mandy Nayton looks at the response to intervention and the multi-tiered systems of support frameworks. She reminds us that our students' academic, emotional and behavioural outcomes must be at the heart of our decision-making. I'm particularly excited for the presentations on neurodiversity affirming practices from speech-language pathologist Di van der Wald and literacy specialist Jackie Edwards. So they've shared their experience in setting up a successful learning environment with some creative yet really simple ideas for getting on and getting the work done. We'll also hear from Susan Tracy and Sue White, who are both home educators using the Sounds Right phonics program. And they're also passionate in their advocacy for the role of parents in their own children's education. And finally, two presentations not to be missed come from Principal Gail Williams and speech language pathologist Balinda, who work at a school for students who have complex communication and physical support needs. With this mindset of presuming competence, you'll see some incredible examples of how Sounds Right's speech to print approach to phonics with some specific adaptations is allowing our students to unlock literacy. It's really something to watch out for.
Wow, it sounds like you've had some really great sessions and have really enjoyed recording those. We can't wait to watch them too. How about you, Jill? What about the sessions that you've enjoyed recording this year?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing the showcases of the programs and resources that are highlighted throughout the symposium, a variety throughout the world who just what they're doing is really working and making a difference for students. So I think the sooner we can make everyone aware of those programs and resources, hopefully they can dig in and learn more about them. And then I noticed a strong theme of presenters sharing really practical tips that educators can implement right away to start doing the work. Just as Alison said, we know what needs to be done. Here are some helpful tips from those that are already doing the work in the field that hopefully those that are watching can take and start seeing success right away.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we all love to get those practical tips and be able to use them in our classroom straight away. Personally, I've enjoyed so many different recordings this year, but to just name a couple of ones that are really focused on implementation in schools. I had a great chat with Alison Gerry from the Lynbrook district in New York, where they were sharing their journey of implementing the same phonics program across all their tiers of intervention. So it was really great to hear the success that they are having with that. We've also heard from Dr. Tim Mills talking about the decoding interventions with older learners and the impact that that is having on reading outcomes far more generally, and seeing a great impact on reading comprehension. And finally, our colleague Laila, a literacy specialist for Sounds Right, but also the English Hubs, shares some really great examples of good practice when it comes to phonics interventions from some of the effective schools that she's been visiting this year. So some great presentations coming up this week. We've just named a few of them, but as I said, we've got over 30 presentations to enjoy this week. And in fact, coming up in just a few moments' time after this session, you will be able to watch our first keynote presentation, Rethinking Dyslexia from Diagnostic Labels to Evidence-Based Reading Support from Professor Julian Elliott. Before that, I'd just like to take a moment to personally thank all of you for participating in our symposium. We couldn't do it without you, the participants. And of course, a huge special thanks to our speakers for their tireless efforts in improving literacy across the globe. We are hearing from speakers from multiple different professions this week, including researchers, teachers, speech pathologists, home educators, school administrators, and many, many more, who are all making a huge difference. And we really appreciate you all taking the time to share your experiences and your wisdom with everyone here at the symposium. So thank you very much to Alison and to Jill for joining me in this session. And we'll just say, enjoy the week, everyone.